So which is the best video generator in 2025? We're going to have a showdown between four of the best. Now, you may disagree as to which four I pick, but they're all solid. We're going to talk about Kling and Pika, Luma Labs Ray 2, and of course, Vidu 2. All four have been doing really well in comparisons. And what we'll do is we will test all of them. We'll start off with all four, then we will remove one from the island, and then we'll test the three and remove another one, and then we'll have a showdown between the last two to declare at least where we are now in 2025 as far as, well, we'll work with image to video. As you can see, we're at Leonardo, which is not necessarily, well, it does have image to video, but it's not that good. So it's not in the running, but it's a great place to create and find images for this contest. We'll start off with one of our standards, and we'll go to flow state. So we have model walking down city street wearing a red dress and blue gloves. And we'll start to generate this. And of course, we will actually go into the Leonardo community to find the next one. But I thought this would be a good, maybe even a thumbnail for the video if we find a good one. Let's see here. I'm going to put green hair. There we go. And I want to... Okay, what do we have? It's not going to work with multiple hands. All right, let's use this one. So we'll start off with Kling. Go to videos. Video to image, and we'll start off with the basic prompt. We're going to use the same prompt for all four of them. However, the prompts will get tougher as we go through the process for the remaining AI platforms. So I'll cut and paste this. Go. Here we are with Kling. What do you think about Kling? I think this is very good. The hair's flowing nicely. She's walking normally. I don't see anything that seems totally out of place or that would not be physically possible. Sometimes we get physics in the way of our videos, and this is not the case. This looks great. Here's Pika 2.2, and I see some issues with the hair. What do you think? Not great. And maybe we should have used turbo because this may knock, this is their highest level, but turbo in some cases have been doing much better. But I think that's a failure with the hair and the look, and she kind of changes. Yeah, some morphing in there. Not good at all. Since we've had so much trouble with Pika as of late, I decided to throw Vidu, who's done very well and actually came close to, if not winning, I think maybe they did win one of the last challenges that I had. So not putting Vidu would be a big mistake. So we're going to run this one too. Okay, Luma Labs is still working, so let's take a look at Google. Very nice. Yep, nice and natural. Works very well. It's going to be a tough call here. This is Google's VO2. Well, here's Vidu, and everything looked natural. There's something odd at the very end. Doesn't quite work, but the hair is pretty natural, and the turnaround idea is not bad, but something is a little bit off, but still pretty solid. I may have to keep them in this process just for creativity. Well, here is Luma Labs Bring to Life. Did they miss the photo? Did I miss the photo? I don't know. But actually, it's a really nice image. I would love to give them credit. Whether it is their fault or my fault, I guess we could roll back and see if I properly put the image in, but maybe I didn't. But here's the thing. It took a long time to render, and we've had this problem with Luma Labs, so we'll knock them out um, and see where we go with the next four. All right, I had to do it. I had to give them another shot, and I guess the wildlife was my fault. And this looks pretty good. Now the hair isn't as flowy, um, but it has a nice feel to it. But the look at the flow of the dress. That's really nice. So now we have to decide which one goes. Let me know which one you would have taken out in the comments below. We have Kling. We have Pika. Luma Labs. Google. VO2. And Vidu. Well, I think it's kind of obvious. Pika with 2.2 has to go. Okay, time for the next one. I ended up going over to Midjourney just because I needed certain styles of images that I was not getting on Leonardo, which is not the fault of Leonardo. Let's start with this one. Knife cuts the cake. So not little more than just bring to life. We now have direction. We'll do it with all of them. Okay, here we go. All four are in production. Here we are, and this is Kling, and it does cut through. It not bad, but this is really a tough assignment for AI still. But considering, I would say not bad. You have the movement of the cake. You have, I mean, obviously you don't see the cut, but I'm gonna give it a good thumbs up, just considering how tough this is for many of the AIs out there. Let's see what the others did. Here's Luma Labs, and you got a little piece of the cake on the side. Actually, the crumbs falling is pretty cool. I mean, it's not a straight up cut. You can see some of the morphing and that it's not that real. But interesting. Here we are with VO2, and Google doesn't even hit the cake. We have a knife. We have but there's really no cut here. And lastly, VO, and that's not too bad. Not too bad at all. I'm going to give this the first place. And then maybe Kling second. Let's take a run through again. Kling, okay. This is going to be an interesting call because VO is solid, Kling's solid, but it's between VO2 and Luma Labs. And I think they're about equal, except Luma Labs actually hits the cake, doesn't do much, but this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to disqualify Luma Labs on a technical point because VO2 renders at a really nice pace. And most of my time sitting around waiting while making this video has been because of Luma Labs. So in this slow rendering and waiting and all that, where everybody else is pretty quick. So we'll disqualify Luma. You let me know. Is this the right choice? Wrong choice? Not only that, Google's quality has been so good. I really want to keep looking. So let's see what we have next. Okay, we have these guys. Make the cool ducks dance. Go. I had to add credits because, believe it or not, the Google image to video is not cheap. Here we are with Kling, and hey, the cool duck is dancing. I like it. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's see how the others did. This is VO2, and there's a little something at the end, but that's it. Not so good. And hey, Google's been doing well, but just like some of the others, it made it near the end with the quality, but it didn't match up to the final two, which I think we have the same two once again. Here's Vidu, and we actually have some sort of dancing, at least movement. So I think Kling won this one, definitely. VO came in second, and I say, well, Google's out. Okay, final showdown's going to be a real tough one. In some ways, I'm happy that Google is out because it is so expensive. But let's show the man's face. And the reason I wanted to save this one to last is quite obviously because the AI needs to make up the face of this person. Here we go. Here's Kling. And there's just a little bit of movement, but we don't see the man's face. All right, what does Vidu do? And look at that. That is wonderful. Well done, Vidu. I say Vidu has won, hands down. No pun intended, I guess. And wow, really good job. And I think they won last time too. It came down to Kling and Vidu in the last time I did a comparison showdown, and that was against 8 different video AI generators, but this one was really against the best, and once again came through. So if somebody asks me which platform should you use, I'm going to say Vidu. What do you think? Put it in the comments below, and of course, if you want to hear more about AI for the creative, head on over to the YouTube channel or your favorite podcast location to listen to the Creative AI Show every Monday, where we are two creative guys talking AI.